Yes, let's talk about ripoffs. When and, and, and a certain company makes a certain idea that's supposed to be original, but then another company decides, hey, let's take that idea and remake it as our own, and they just make way too many things way too similar to the original thing, thus being a ripoff. So recently, Rainbow, I know you're not going to like this. That intro wasn't a joke, I know. Huh? Because I know that you're not going to like how Nickelodeon is making a ripoff of Jake and the Neverland Pirates. Yes, Nickelodeon is actually doing this. And way too many things are similar. 3 of them. Evil pirate. The ship's probably alive. And there's a mermaid. And the one thing that'll prove it to be way too similar is singing to open their treasure chest. And the literal only thing different is that they have the added teaching you how to speak Spanish. Wait, they're trying to bring back Dora! Yeah, a Rainbow, you probably haven't seen the commercial for this new Jake and the Neverland Pirates ripoff, but I know you're probably mad that they're trying to massacre one of your old favorite childhood shows. And I know you liked it back then because you talked about how you liked it back then. But don't worry, nobody will watch this stupid ripoff. Now for the rest of you viewers. Oh, first, Rainbow, I'm gonna tell you that other shows you like have ripoffs. Like this one's kind of not a ripoff. It's just a coincidence, and that's Total Dramarama, a possible ripoff, and that possible ripoff could be Bubble Guppies because in some ways or another, those two shows are kind of similar, minus education. But we don't want to talk about that. And I mean, it's not a ripoff because Bubble Guppies obviously came first. And those fish are actually enjoyable. I kind of liked watching Bubble Guppies when I was young. And when they said there was a new episode about a dragon, I actually watched it because I was curious. That, by the way, actually turned out to be very interesting. But no, that's not a ripoff because, as 1, Bubble Guppies obviously came first, 2, Dramarama doesn't have education, and if it did, then I would seriously wouldn't like it. Sadly, other companies, he's tried to follow the success of other cartoons, like SpongeBob, and some other her company. He made a ripoff of SpongeBob, which is literally a coconut that's friends with 2 bananas and that are idiots and blah 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 blah, very similar to SpongeBob. There's more info on this particular coconut cartoon, and if you want to hear about it, please, I recommend this video by Connor's Waffle. Now, the reason I made this video was to tell you about this Jake and the Neverland Pirates ripoff that is so obviously a ripoff, and it's so easy to tell that you could look at it through to a whole crowd of people and still recognize it as a ripoff. And ripoff haters would show a bunch of hissing and screaming at that new pirate show because they know it's a ripoff. Now, you ripoff identifier wannabes, there's something you should know, and that's the difference between a ripoff and a spin-off. An example of a spin-off is the Casa Grandes, which is a spin-off of the Loud House. The Casa Grandes is not a rip-off to the Loud House. It's a spin-off because of the reason it's made by the same company and it uses the same characters. Imagine a company trying to make a rip-off out of one of her creations. It's not possible because if it's made by the same company, it's a spin-off. Now, the thing about rip-offs is that sometimes they just make it believably different, but other times they just make it generic too similar. And video games also have rip-offs. Not to say that some rip-offs are bad per se, because there are rip-offs like Shrek Smash and Crash Racing. Still rip-off, but one that I love with all my passion. In case you're wondering, it's a rip-off of Mario Kart, which is not a very good game in my opinion. I really don't like Mario Kart. The reason for it, I think, is that Mario Kart gives us a choice for choosing our difficulty rating that we want the computers to be. And Shrek Smash and Crash Racing, it doesn't have that. So I don't have to be all like, this is just too easy. Now, sometimes rip-offs are terrible and literally no one likes them. They say rip-offs are a version of Teen Titans Go. OG Total Drama fans would say the same kind of stuff to Total Dramarama. And MLP to Pony Life. But I'm gonna have you know that there are certain things that are certain ways to identify a spin-off. Total Dramarama and Pony Life, yeah, they're spin-offs. And like the Casa Grandes, they're both good spin-offs. I really love Total Dramarama and Pony Life, though the only videos I do watch about Pony Life are the Everything Wrong With videos that one YouTuber posts, and surprisingly said YouTuber is not Little Shy, surprisingly. Now, this reviewer, that states everything wrong with every Pony Life episode, points out a lot of small details you barely notice. But even though he does talk to make it seem like that he hates Pony Life, I still like to watch it. Okay, we're off topic, but that's all I have to say about how rip-offs and why there's a vary between rip-offs being good or bad. And Rainbow, I know that you're gonna bash this new new Nickelodeon pirate show that's clearly ripping off Jake and the Neverland Pirates. And trying to be the next Dora the Explorer in the process. And whatever, this is Elena Shy, signing out.